Hari Om. Let us start. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshal, Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri, Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri, Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri, Gurave Namaha. Om Sinduraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Taranayaka Shekaram Smitamukhim Abhinav Shoruham Panibhyam Alipurna Ratna Jashakam Rattotpalam Vipratim Saumyam Ratnagadastarakta Charanam Dhyayet Param Ambikam Dhyayet Padmasanastam Vikasitavadanam Padmapatraya Dakshim Hemabam Pidavastram Karakalidalasat Hemabadmam Varangim Sarvalankara Yuktam Satatam Avayadam Bhaktanam Rambhavanim Shri Vidyam Shantamurtim Sagalasuranutam Sarvasambat Pradatrim Sagunguma Vilebanam Malika Chumbikasturikam Samandadidekshanam Sasarajavavashangusham Asheshajana Mohini Marunamalya Bhushojvalam Java Kusumavasuram Javavidau Smaridambikam Arunam Karunadarangi Mridavashangusha Pushpavana Javam Animani Viravradam Mayokaihi Ahamityeva Vibhavage Maheshim Om Parashakti Namaha Om Parashakti Namaha Om Parashakti Namaha. So today we are going from 291 till 300. We will complete 300 as of this week. So let us start. Om Purushartha Pradaye Namaha. Om Purnaye Namaha. Om Bhoginye Namaha. Om Bhuvaneshwarye Namaha. Om Ambikaye Namaha. Om Anadidanaye Namaha. Om Hari Brahmendra Sevidaye Namaha. Om Narayanye Namaha. Om Nadarupaye Namaha. Om Namarupa Vivarjidaye Namaha. So the first name is Om Purushartha Pradayai Namaha. Om Purushartha Pradayai Namaha. So the Purusharthas refer to the fourfold objects of human life. The fourfold objects of human life. Now this word Purusha or Purushartha, that can also be, if you look at the etymology or the root of that word, that comes out as Purusha. Purusha is referring probably to the soul, or the person, and Artha is the purpose, aim or object. So Purushartha Prada. Purushartha Prada. Prada means the person who is actually giving you the Purusharthas. When you bring it together, it is the Purusharthas. So what are these Purusharthas? These Purusharthas are Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. These are the four objects of living. What is Dharma? Dharma is morality. Dharma refers to morality. Artha refers to wealth. Kama is desire. And Moksha is liberation. These are the four objects of human life. Now they say, the Brahmana Purana says that those who worship the Supreme Shakti, those who worship the Supreme Shakti, now whether or not they follow the rules, whether or not they follow the rules. So there is the aspect of dharma that comes in. Maybe a little adharmic way in which they live as well. But if they follow, they worship the Supreme Shakti, are no longer in samsara. So they are not going in this samsara, they are gone beyond samsara, and they are no doubt liberated souls. So if you worship Devi, you will end up being a liberated soul. Worshipping her feet is a means for liberation from samsara, and by virtue of that, for prosperity and for peace. Because if you get prosperity, automatically, to a great extent, you will get your peace as well. Why are we running around, all of us running around here in Dubai, breaking our heads, working long hours? We are looking to make some money. We are looking to make, to get prosperous, so that prosperity will help us have peace in that perspective. Will we get peace in all perspective because of prosperity? No, that is a different debate altogether. That is not the debate here. But the debate here, the point is that prosperity for prosperity. And who will give prosperity? When we pray to Devi, we will get prosperity. Mata Amritanandamayi says this: if you chant the Lalitha Sahasranamam, there will be no shortage of food. There will be no shortage of food or clothing. So what that means, if you are having no shortage of food or clothing, means what? You will have prosperity. Prosperity will come automatically. So chanting of Lalitha Sahasranam. But that, remember that earlier we had this this discussion about desire. Yeah, the concept of desire and the concept of, even we spoke about that in Punya Phalaprada. In Punya Phalaprada, that discussion, there was this discussion about the desire, the concept of desire. What is a desire? Even if the desire is moksha, that means that you are doing your karma, but you are having a desire. So for those people who have that desire, moksha is not going to happen. So this is a bit of a conflicting perspective which we should keep in mind. Okay, so Purushartha Prada. So this is one aspect of it. Then there is another meaning. The other meaning is that Purusha refers to Lord Shiva. Purusha refers to Lord Shiva, and the Artha out there is the purpose which is liberation. And how do we achieve that liberation? We achieve that liberation by pursuing Devi or Shakti. So even for Purusha to have the capability to carry out his divine tasks, even for Lord Shiva to carry out his divine tasks, he needs Artha, he needs Shakti. Without Shakti, Lord Shiva is powerless. Yeah. So Devi is the one who liberates Lord Shiva also. Devi gives liberation to Lord Shiva as well. So that is the power of Devi, Lalita Tripura Sundari Devi. Purushartha Pradayai Namaha. Next one is Om Purnayai Namaha. Om Purnayai Namaha. Purna. She who is always whole, without growth, without decay. She who is always whole, without growth or without any form of decay. Now, from the Isha Upanishad, from the Isha Upanishad, there is this chant which you must have heard, the Shanti mantra, which says Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. So this is what this states. What does that mean? Purnamadaha, Purnam means whole. Purnamadaha, Adaha means that. Purnamidam, Purnam idam, this, that is whole, this is whole. Purnat, from the whole. Purnam udachyate. Udachyate means emerging or arising from that whole. Purnasya, of the whole. Purnam adaya, from subtracted from Purnam. Adaya means subtracted. Purnam eva. Purnam eva means alone. Vashishyate remains. So what this means is that the whole is all that, the whole is all this, the whole was born of the whole, taking the whole away from the whole, what remains is the whole. Now, how can you explain this in real life? The explanation in real life is very simple. You take a child born from a mother. When the child is born from the mother, the child comes out as a whole. Does the mother deprive herself of something? No, the mother remains. So, similarly, when a seedling sprouts from the seedling also grows into the whole. That does not mean that the mother that gave the seed loses itself. So the mother remains, and the seed also sprouts into another one and gives rise to countless new seeds as well. The calf grows to be whole as the cow, yet it does not make the cow a little lesser. The cow does not lose any form or shape or strength, or initially maybe at that time, but then the cow regains. So what happens is that while giving birth, when there is a whole emerging from the whole, the original whole does not lose itself. So that is what this means, this saying means. Now this is the condition of what's happening in the universe. So just imagine, earlier we spoke about Parashakti. She is the, if you remember, she's Purusha Prakriti. There was a discussion about that. Who is she? She is the cause. Devi is the cause. And because she is the cause, and if a portion of her is coming out, that does not make her any less. Parashakti remains as it is. She is the person governing the universe. So the cause is whole, and the universe, the effect born out of the cause, is also whole. There is nothing changing in Parashakti or the strength of Parashakti. So the cause and effect are not different from each other according to the sages. Now, if you remember, we also spoke of the deities of the lunar half month. Each of those 14 days has a deity, has a particular deity. So Purna is the deity of the 5th, 10th and 15th day of the lunar half month. Purna is the deity on those days also. The deity on the 14th night is also called Purna. And interestingly, Adi Shankara was born in Kaladi. Yeah, and Adi Shankara, that place Kaladi, is on the banks of a river called as Purna. Adi Shankara, who did so much of work for Sanatana Dharma, for restoring Hinduism, and he did such beautiful things such as Saundarya Lahari, he was also born on the banks of Purna. And who is Purna? Devi. So obviously that connect is there. Adi Shankara is obviously not an ordinary soul. That is something that we should all remember and recollect and thank him for all that he has done, for all the work he has done in restoring Hinduism at that age, walking all the way up till Kedar, establishing all those temples, setting up the temples as per the tantric shastras, and setting up all the pujas and vidhis and everything that came up out there. Whatever we do to thank Adi Shankara is not enough. Bhogini. Om Bhoginyai Namaha. She who is the enjoyer. Bhogini means she who is the enjoyer. So, who is Devi? Devi is the person who is the enjoying. Now, if you look at there is a bit of a conflict out there because it is talking of bhoga, the concept of bhoga, which is enjoyment. So, when you talk of enjoyment, then the concern will be, when we are supposed to be going along this spiritual path and all that, and you are talking suddenly about enjoyment, you're talking of sensual pleasures and all these things. Does it really make sense? Yeah. Now, the individuals experience these pleasures through physical senses. Through physical senses, through whatever we do, sight, sound, the tongue, taste, all these things. Devi is actually within us. Devi is within every one of us. So when Devi is within every one of us, she is the ultimate enjoyer of what the person is actually going through. Now, there is another aspect of this, which is the fact that there is an aspect of non-duality. What is this non-duality aspect? The non-duality aspect is that the experiencer, the object of experience, and the act of experiencing. The experiencer, the object of experience, and the act of experiencing. These three things are all the same. All three refer to the same, and these three refer to Devi. Now, what is the conflict? The conflict is that when you're going through bhoga, the opposite of bhoga is moksha. When you're renunciating, that is when you will achieve a state of moksha. But when you're enjoying, at that time, that is the concept of bhoga. Yeah, when you are enjoying, it is bhoga, and when you are giving up, that is when you will achieve moksha. Now, this is a concept of detached attachment. Whenever you are enjoying also, you should be a witness, in a witness state. That is what this refers to, in a witness state, and not get involved in your senses. That is what this bhoga, moksha, or the balance of this talks about. Then if you look at the other aspect, Devi is in the form of Kundalini. Where is Devi? Devi is in the bhoga side of the body. The bhoga side of the body is in the Shakti Kuta. Where is the Shakti Kuta? Below the hip. She is in that region. That is where she is lying coiled up. And she has to rise. So this rising results in Devi lifting up and ensuring that the bhoga aspect meets Shiva. Yeah. So that is what is referred to in this particular name, Bhoginyai Namaha. The next name, Bhuvaneshwaryai Namaha. Om Bhuvaneshwaryai Namaha. Bhuvaneshwaryai Namaha. She who is the ruler of the universe. Devi is the protector of all of Bhuvanam. Bhuvanam is the different worlds, the 14 worlds that are there. She is the protector. Now there is a contextual usage on meaning of the word Bhuvana. That Bhuvana contextual meaning is that it also means water. Yeah, it's called as a Naishada Charita. In Naishada Charita, Bhuvana means water. Yeah. So Devi is not just the protector of the world, she is the protector of land and the protector of the oceans as well. Yeah. So Bhuvaneshwari is the one who is the form of a seed, and that seed mantra is called as Hrim. If you remember the Panchadasakshari mantra, when you add the seed syllable Hrim, becomes the Shodashakshari mantra, or the 16 syllable name or 16 syllable mantra that is used to chant, and you don't get it on the internet, or you don't sort of get it written in a book. The way you're supposed to learn the Shodashakshari mantra, like I've said, is to get initiated through a guru, go through the guru parampara, get completely initiated, and only after that it should be given to you by your guru. That is the way you get into learning the Shodashakshari mantra. Yeah. So in this, what they say, that Devi is Bhuvaneshwari because she is worshipped in all the worlds. Now there is another story also which is in Tripura Siddhanta that says that Devi gave her blessings to a guru known as Bhuvananandanatha, and therefore she is called as Bhuvaneshwari. So she gave blessings to a guru known as Bhuvananandanatha. Yeah. So that is how she is called as Bhuvaneshwari. 295. Ambika. Ambika. The word Ambika, the meaning is she who is the mother of the universe. Ambika means she who is the mother of the universe. Now, Amba, though it is drawn from the word Amba. Amba means mother. And Ka, that Ka is added as a suffix. It's an affectionate suffix. And what that means is she is the mother or eternal mother with love. Ambika basically means Saraswati. She means the earth, the embodiment of the Shaktis of the three Shaktis, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. She is the embodiment of all these Shaktis. Yeah. Now, during the Navaratras or the Navaratris, one of the Devis is referred to as Ambika. And because it is happening in the night, Ambika has a meaning of night as well, night or sleep. Maya, which is illusion, also has synonyms as Ratri and Nidra. Ratri and Nidra. That these synonyms are also there of the word Maya. Now in the Bhagavad Gita, there is one particular verse of the Bhagavad Gita which says, Yanisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti sanyami yasyam jagridi bhutani sanisha pashyato munehi. So this is a verse from the Bhagavad Gita which translates saying that what all beings consider as day is the night of ignorance for the wise, and what all creatures see as night is the day for the introspective sage. So there is one story here about a person called as the Khade Shri Baba. Khade Shri Baba. Now this Khade Shri Baba, they say, was a person, this Baba was standing for 35 years in penance. 35 years he was standing in penance. He can't stand even for half a day. We were standing in school when the teacher used to punish us. The teacher used to say, get out of the class. And we used to stand outside the class. Maximum we have stood is about 40 minutes. Yeah. And then by the time your leg is paining, teacher, can I come in, this, that, all these things we say, and somehow find our way back into the class. So this person was standing for 35 years. Now, why was he standing for 35 years? Whenever he was standing for, whenever somebody asked him, Babaji, aap kyun khade hain? Why are you standing for 35 years? What is the objective? He used to quote this shloka, saying that a person, in order to stay awake, he used to hang his shoulders around a rope, put his shoulders around a rope so that he does not fall off. There was the rope which was supporting his shoulders and he was standing there. So he used to say that, as far as I am concerned, I should stay awake day and night without sleeping. This is a complete disillusioned understanding of this shloka. This is not what Lord Krishna meant. What Lord Krishna meant was that those who are in mundane consciousness look to material enjoyment as the real purpose of life. Us people, we are living a normal life, so we look at material enjoyment as the real purpose of life. What is material enjoyment? I've told you about this: going to a sari shop, going to Malabar jewelry, or in our case Bhima jewelry. So these are all mundane, material enjoyment which we go through. Now this is the opportunity for worldly pleasures, and they consider that these worldly pleasures are the source of life. This is the important thing for them, or this is their day. And whatever deprivation of all these sense pleasures, they consider this as night or darkness. But you look at the other side, realized souls, people who are wise, for them, they know that these sense enjoyments are harmful for the soul, and they view these aspects as night. So, what somebody regards as day, they consider as night, and what somebody regards as night, they consider as day. This is what Lord Krishna meant. Unfortunately, this people like this Kadeshri Baba got the completely wrong. He got the wrong end of the stick, and ultimately misinterpreted the whole thing. So, in this aspect, when it comes to spirituality and understanding spirituality, we should also talk about the bhakti of Gopikas. The bhakti of Gopikas. Gopikas are the people who are in Vrindavan, who are completely in love with Lord Krishna, extreme devotees. Each of those Gopikas are referred to as the Jivatmas. And who were they in love with? They were in love with Paramatma. Who is Paramatma? Lord Krishna. So, when this Rasa Leela was happening, when they were saying 15,000 Gopikas rushing around and dancing, so immediately people who do not understand this will say that, oh, Krishna, he had so many people whom he was dancing with. So we look at them and we should say them, oh, you mundane fools, what do you know? This was not Krishna in that form. It was Krishna doing the ras. It was each amsha of Krishna which was doing the ras with each Jivatma. So each amsha of the Paramatma was dancing in bliss with the Jivatma, which is the Gopikas. Now that is what was happening in the ras. The Rasa Leela was one of the most divine dances of Lord Krishna, one of the most divine dances of Lord Krishna. So much so that the greatness of the Gopikas, they say that the greatness of the Gopikas is such that you cannot equal yourself to the Gopikas, nor equal yourselves to the feet of the Gopikas. You're only equivalent, or you'll have to prostrate at the dust of the feet of the Gopikas. It is not just the Gopikas or the feet of the Gopikas, but the dust of the feet of the Gopikas. For that you have to prostrate, because that was the extent of the bhakti that the Gopikas had for Lord Krishna. What a beautiful way of expressing what bhakti is all about. 296. Anadhi Nidhanayai Namaha. Anadhi Nidhana. Anadhi Nidhana means, Nidhana means death. Nidhana means death, or one that does not have an end. Anadi Nidhana. So, she who has neither a beginning nor an end. She does not have a beginning, she does not have an end. So they say that when it comes to death, there are 80 ways in which somebody can die. So whatever the way of death is there, Devi protects her devotees from all kinds of harm. Surrender at the feet of Devi will ensure that you are protected from death. And out of these forms of death, there are several ways. They say that there are 28 ways of vad. 28 ways of vad. Vad is killing. 28 ways in which you can be killed. Yeah. So the sole refuge. Now you just consider that you are going into the forest. If you are going into a forest to do penance, or you're going into the forest just to camp. Why penance? Let's not look at extreme spiritual measures. You're going for a camping into the forest. When you're going for camping into the forest, how will you get the courage? Okay, if you're having these small children here like Pushyami and Vaishnavi and Aditi, you're going into the forest. Shubhika, slightly elder girl. Yeah. So if you're going into the forest and you're going alone, there is nobody to chaperone you. How are you going to have the courage? So you have several ways. One is say, oh, I'm brave. Another way is chant something. So somebody might say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Somebody will say something else, whatever Lord you are following. Yeah, chant the name of Devi. Chances are that you will be protected. I'm not saying that Krishna will not protect you. I'm not saying that. No. We are not here disputing Krishna or Shiva or these people are less powerful or more powerful. No, it's not that. In the context of the Lalitha Tripura Sundari study, we are talking of Devi Upasana. So Devi is considered to be very powerful, and she is Shakti. She is Shakti. She is the person who is giving Shakti to Narayana. She is the person who is giving Shakti to Shiva. She is the person who is giving Shakti to Brahma as well. Yeah. So from that context, yes, you have to ensure that the unshaken faith in the divine will save you. Unshaken faith. 297. Hari Brahmendra Sevitayai Namaha. Om Hari Brahmendra Sevitayai Namaha. Now, Hari Brahmendra Sevitayai Namaha refers to the three aspects. What's Hari, Brahma, and Indra. Hari, Brahma, and Indra. Hari, Brahma, Indra, Sevita. Sevita means she who is attended by Brahma, Vishnu, and Indra. Hari is Vishnu, Brahma, Indra. So these are the people who are serving Devi. Now, if you remember the Sri Chakra, if you remember the structure of the Sri Chakra, we talked about the structure of the Sri Chakra. The Sri Chakra starts with a square. Yeah, that is called as the Trilokya Mohana. And there are 4 doors. What are the doors called? Do you remember? Remember what those doors are called? It's called as the Bhudura. It is called as the Bhudura. The 4 doors entering into the Sri Chakra are called as the Bhuduras. And within this Trilokya Mohana, which is the outermost square, you have all the other different, the lotus petals, and then triangles within triangles, triangles within triangles, and right at the center you have a central triangle, and bang in the middle of that central triangle is the Bindu, which is where Lalitha Tripura Sundari Devi is seated. Now, within this Sri Chakra, if you imagine the Sri Chakra as a city, within the Sri Chakra, each of these devas have a location. So, Brahma has a location, Vishnu has a location, Indra has a location. So, where is Indra's location? Indra's location is the eastern gate of the square wall. The functional role of Indra is the outer border security and gatekeeper. He is the watchman. Yeah, that is Indra's role. Brahma, he is in the eastern inner ring road. Eastern inner ring road, or the base citadel. It is called as the Brahma Grandhi. Remember Brahma Grandhi, Rudra Grandhi, Vishnu Grandhi. Yeah, which is the highest one? That is the Vishnu Grandhi. Rudra Grandhi is Rudra Grandhi, and the heart chakra is the Vishnu Grandhi, and the lower one is the Brahma Grandhi. Yeah. Then where is Vishnu? Vishnu is in the southwest ring road. Yeah. So he is in the southwest ring, or the heart citadel, or the Vishnu Grandhi. He is the guardian of preservation and right couch. Now this couch is the seat on which Devi is seated. If you remember, Devi is seated where? Who are those 4 legs? Those 4 legs are Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and Ishvara. Ishvara. And he is lying, and she is lying on Sadashiva. She is lying on Sadashiva. So this is the way in which Devi is seated. Yeah. So what is that? This is the city blueprint, and within these areas, from these areas, apart from these divinities of Brahma, Vishnu, and Indra, we have Varuna, Yama, Vayu, Agni, Kubera. All these people are also worshipping Devi from that point. from their respective areas, they are worshipping Devi. So the simple question that we have to ask ourselves is, all these people are worshipping Devi. We are worshipping these people. Instead of worshipping these people, let us directly worship Devi. Why use a subsidiary or a link in the chain? Directly worship Devi. Devi Upasana will take you much further than doing this. So if you look at it from a point of time duration, when you worship somebody and that person is saying, okay, I have received about 90% I have received worship, and then he holds some bit of it for himself and then passes the rest onwards to Devi. So there is loss of transmission. When you are worshipping somebody else and expecting that worship to go onwards to Devi, there is some loss of transmission somewhere along the way. It is called as, those engineers will probably be able to correct me if I am wrong. It's called as attenuation loss, right? Shubhika?
She is a computer engineer.
You're a computer engineer. Okay, so there's something called as attenuation loss. When you pass something through a cable, there is a loss of signal power. It's called as attenuation. So you have a loss of power. Why allow that loss of power? Directly go into Devi. If you're doing Devi Upasana, directly do Devi Upasana. Or you're doing all these other Upasanas. I'm not saying don't do it. We also do the Vishnu Sahasranamam every morning. Vishnu Sahasranamam we do every morning. But when you get the chance to do Devi Upasana, please do so. 298. Om Narayanyai Namaha. Narayani. She is the female counterpart of Narayana. Narayana. Nara refers to water. Or the primal man. Yeah. Then Ayana means resting place. So what Narayana means is the abode of water, and ultimately it is the shelter of all humans. And who is she? She is Narayani. And who is Narayani? Another meaning of Narayani is she is the sister of Lord Vishnu. And Devi is also considered, we say that Devi is same as Lakshmi, Saraswati and Parvati, depending on the context, depending on whom you are referring to. She is either Lakshmi, Devi, Saraswati or Parvati. Or, it is not or, it is and. She is Lakshmi, Saraswati and Parvati. So, Nara refers to a person. Nara, if you're referring to Nara refers to a person. Or in this particular context, it is referring to the self. So, when you talk of Nara means it is the knowledge of the self. And Narayani is the seat or the epitome of self-knowledge. It is the highest level of self-knowledge. So she who is established in the knowledge of the self, she is called as Narayani. Established in the knowledge of the self. Yeah. So she is residing in Nara and creates Nara and Nari. She creates Nara and Nari. So therefore she is also Devi and in the form of Narayana. She gives strength to Narayana as well. Let's not forget that. That is as per what we have said. She is the Shakti behind the Tridevas. 299. Nadharupayai Namaha. She who is in the form of sound. Nada. She is in the form of sound. Now, if you remember the discussion that we had in the name Om Manonmanyai Namaha, which was the 207th name, yeah, which is talking of Unmani, which is the area of strength above the Agnya chakra and below the Sahasrara chakra, between the Brahmadra.
Brahmendra.
Yeah. Okay. So you have the 8 points out above the. They are called as the Indu, Rodhini, Nadha, Nadhanta, Shakti, Vyapika, Samana, and Unmani. These are the 8 points. It is called. These are the 8 points of which is above the. It is called as the Brahmarandra. Brahmarandra, which is below the Sahasrara chakra. The Brahmarandra below the Sahasrara chakra, and between the Brahmarandra, which is the circular hole through which life enters and life leaves the human body. The Brahmarandra, and between the Brahmarandra and the Agnya chakra, you have these 8 points. What are these 8 points? These 8 points are Indu, or called Ardha Chandra, Rodhini, Nadha, Nadhanta, Shakti, Vyapika, Samana, and Unmani. These are the 8 points, energy points, which are there above. Now, for a person, an average person, to get the rise of the Kundalini all the way till the Agnya chakra, that will be possible. To go beyond that is going to be the biggest challenge. To go beyond that, to become a realized soul, is the biggest challenge that all of us are faced with. Narayana Guru, one of the great gurus of Kerala, starts his Kaliga Nadaka saying that salutations to you who are the essence of the Nada Bindu, who has no end, whose holy feet are worshipped by Narada and other sages. He is referring to Devi, saying that Devi, oh Devi, you are the essence of the Nada Bindu. What is the Nada Bindu? Nada Bindu is the area between the Ajna Chakra and the Brahmarudra. It is that area. Between that, you have Indu, Rodhini, and the third one is called as Nadha. That is that in that area there is a triangle, and the center of the triangle is the Bindu, and that Bindu is called as the Nada Bindu. That is what Sri Narayana Guru is referring to, saying that you are the essence of the Nada Bindu, and whose holy feet, Devi, your holy feet is worshipped by Narada and other sages. So, we have heard of the primordial sound. The primordial sound, they say, is called as the Omkara. Omkara is formed of 3 syllables: Akara, Ukara, and the Makara. Akara, Ukara, and the Makara. And when you chant the Akara calms your body in the Shakti Kuta, which is the lower half of the body, from your hips downward. The Ukara calms your body in the Madhya Kuta, which is from your hips till the neck. And the Makara calms your body from your neck upwards, which is the Vagbhava Kuta. So these are the three aspects, and these 3 aspects result in calming the body. And what is this? This is the Omkara. The Devi is the embodiment of Omkara. So worshippers, when we worship Devi, we should meditate on Devi seated on Nada, which is Nada Rupa. And what is that position? It is like a 1,000 suns. It is like 1,000 suns surrounded by innumerable cities and situated above the Rodhini. It is the 3rd position above. So when you go to the Vallikava ashram, Madamridandamayi's ashram, during one of the darshan days, and you reach there in time, normally by about 3:30 in the afternoon, which is when the darshan, the program for the evening darshan starts around that time. When you reach around that time, you will be taken through a guided meditation. And when Amma does that meditation, when Mata Amritandamayi does that meditation, there is a picture of a child, depicting the triangle in the center of the forehead and the Bindu. Till the time that we went through the 299th name of Devi, I did not know what that meant. till this time, till the time that I studied this, that we came through this aspect or the meaning of this name, I have not understood what was that. Ma says, focus on that. Focus on that, meditate on that, picturize, imagine that there is a triangle in the center of your forehead and there is a dot. So Amma is saying, okay, we will do it. And Amma is saying there must be a reason, so we are just blindly doing it without understanding what she is telling, why she is telling. She is definitely in a much higher position than all of us, so therefore we just listen. But now we understand what is behind the instruction by Mata Amritanandamayi Devi. The last one, Nama Rupa Vivarjitayai Namaha. She who has no name or form. So the first thing that we will think is, all of us are sitting here trying to understand 1,000 names of Devi. and now Devi is saying, or this thing is saying that the Lalita Sahasranamam, the 300th name is Nama Rupa Vivarjitaya Nama. She has no name, no form. But then why are we wasting our time? Yeah, so that is a question which will come up in our minds. Now, there are 5 aspects of the universe. One is the existence, which is Sat, then knowledge, which is Chit, bliss, which is Ananda, name, which is Nama, and form, which is Rupa. So, it is Sat, Chit, Ananda, and Nama, and Rupa. So, the Sat, Chit, and Ananda is the Brahman, which is your basic self, which is keeping you going. Yeah, but the other 2 are for the physical world. The name and form are for the physical world. So this is just before this, the earlier name was Nadarupa. We gave her a beautiful name that she has a sound. What is the sound? She is in the form of a sound, that is Devi. So if there is in the form of a sound, there must be a name that goes with the sound as well, isn't it? So this is a bit of a contradiction, but in reality, when for anything that is perceived by our senses, you have to give a name and a form. Whatever is perceived by senses, name and form is unavoidable. Yeah, but if you go beyond, you talk about the Brahman, in that perspective, how can you give a name and form to Devi? How can you give a name and form to Devi? The essence of the supreme existence is without name or form. Devi is that essence. So, from that perspective, she is beyond name or form. When manifested, the Vyagrata form, Devi is of the form of the sound, which is the Nadarupa. And when unmanifested, Avyagrata, she is formless and nameless. So, whatever name, whatever form you talk about and explain about Devi, you will not be able to understand Devi completely. Devi is well beyond all these aspects. Yeah. So, this brings us to the completion of the 300 names of Devi, and this is the 4th Kala, and the name is called, what we have done is called as the Marichi. It is called as Marichi. If you remember, for each 100 names of Devi, it's called as a Kala, and this is the 4th Kala. The first was the introduction, and then the second was the first 100 names. The 3rd Kala was the second 100 names, and this is the 4th Kala, which is the 3rd 100 names. So the 300 names, the 300 names are complete, and the 4th Kala of the sun is called as the Marichi. This is what we have completed now. We will start the 5th Kala starting from next Monday. The 5th Kala will start from next Monday, which will be from 301 till 400. 301 till 400. And the 5th Kala is called as Jwalini. What we are going to do is called as Jwalini, which will be, we have completed up till the 70th verse, the 70th shloka. So the chant will be put in in the group. And tomorrow, I thought that we will start a little early, but I think it is okay. We can start at the same time. At say probably we'll have to come a little earlier because
3:15.
the number of verses is increasing. So we'll start at say 3:15 tomorrow, 3:15, and hopefully finish by about 4:30. 4:30, worst case 4:45. So and like we have done in the previous sessions, each person will get a chance to chant one verse, and it will go by rotation. So it will go by rotation so that we can get the pronunciations right, and we'll make every effort to correct ourselves in this chant, so that everybody can get it right. Komalji, prepare yourselves for the ultimate test of pronunciation tomorrow.
What time is it in India then?
3:15, so it will be 4:45. 4:45. 4:45.
Hari Om Manojji, I will not be available tomorrow. I have
No problem.
heard Saturday temple
No.
chanting is there. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Whoever is there, please do join. I offer these words at the lotus feet of Lalitha Sundari Devi. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Lokaha Samastaha Sugino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sugino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sugino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा पराधं विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व. जय जय करुणाब्दे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो. जय जय करुणाब्दे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो. जय जय करुणाब्दे श्रीमहादेव शम्भो. ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम्.